بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه ما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله. We have hadith number 163 جزء عن جابر رضي الله عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مثلي ومثلكم كمثل رجل أوقد نارا فجعل الجنادب والفراش يقعن فيها وهو يذبهن عنها وأنا آخذ بحجازكم عن النار وأنتم تفلتون من يدي. رواه Muslim. The hadith says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, my example and your example is like that of a man who kindled a fire. Picture a man, he kindled a fire, he lit a fire, and grasshoppers and moths began to fall into it. There's a fire, you see these insects that like to be around the fire, eventually they get killed by falling into the fire, while he tried to keep them away from it. So the man who lit the fire tried to protect them from it, but these insects did their own thing, ended up falling into the fire and destroying themselves. He said, أَنَا آخِذٌ بِحُجَزِكُمْ, I am holding you back by your waists. I am holding you back by your waists from the fire, but you are slipping out of my hands. وَأَنْتُمْ تَفَلَّتُونَ مِنْ يَدَيْ, you are slipping out of my hands. And you are falling into the fire. I'm trying my best to keep you back, to protect you, to save you, but yet you are falling into this fire, just like those moths and insects that end up falling into the fire. This hadith is in Sahih Muslim. So the Prophet ﷺ is very clearly showing us that insan, what is his nature? His nature is to be rebellious. His nature is to follow his desires. His nature is to fall into sin. Whereas the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us, he's coming with his Sunnah, which is there to protect us. So he's trying to keep us back, but yet we follow our desires. He's trying to show us, don't do this, yet we carry on. He's trying to show us, you have to fulfill these actions, these wajibat. This is the Sunnah, hold on to it, you'll be saved, but we are not interested. So the more he's holding us back by our waists, the more we are slipping out. And we are falling into the fire and potentially into our destruction. Wallahu musta'an. So we see a number of benefits. Again, obviously the importance of the Sunnah. The importance that the Sunnah holds, it's a protection. Imam Malik rahimahullah ta'ala used to say, As-sunnatu ka-safinati Nuh. The Sunnah is like the ark of Nabi Nuh alayhi salam. Man rakibaha naja. Whoever climbs aboard this ark, the Sunnah, he will be saved. And whoever doesn't, ghariq, he will drown. Man taraka, whoever turns away from the Sunnah, he will drown. He'll be destroyed. This is a parable Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is giving us as well. Hold on to my teachings, I'm saving you through this teaching. The more you move away, the more you are slipping out of my reach and you are falling into this fire. Wallahu musta'an. From the benefits of this hadith is we see the haqq of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the right that he has over us. He has a right over us. And he is not like he's just someone that's there that we follow when we want to. He has a haqq over us. When we say ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam as our shahada, our testimony of faith, that comes with conditions. And that the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam has rights over us. Right? This hadith teaches us this, that he has a special right over us. Because his teaching is full of khair and barakah. It's full of protection from Allah Azza wa Jall's anger, his wrath, and the fire. And we end off by mentioning a verse of the Quran, where Allah Azza wa Jalla talks about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, showing us what his nature was towards us. So Allah said, لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ, that certainly there has come to you a messenger from among yourselves. He's one of you people. He's not an angel. He's one of you. عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ, he is concerned by your suffering. Whatever affected the Muslims concerned him. He couldn't rest when the Muslims were suffering. Harisun alaykum. He's anxious for your well-being. He wants only goodness for you. Bil mu'minina ra'ufur rahim, and He's merciful to the believers. Allah tells us this about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What does this tell us? That anything we can find that's from his teachings is good. Anything you find this is part of the Sunnah, do it. There's goodness in it. If he prohibited you from something, stay away from it, because there's something bad about it. There's something evil in it. And this brings us back to the point we made a couple of weeks back. And this Ibn Uthaymeen rahimahullah ta'ala brings the same point. He says, if you know Rasulullah taught something, just do it. You don't have to ask, but is it fard, is it wajib, is it sunnah, is it this, is it that? If I know this is his teaching, try your best to do it. And if I know he forbade something, he said this is prohibited, don't ask whether it's haram, makruh, how bad is it. If you know Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam disliked something, he forbade it, stay away from it. This is his right over you. If he forbade it, there's evil in it. There's something wrong with it. If he instructed it, there's khair in it. There must be some goodness in it. This is what we understand about the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to make us of those who fulfill the right of the messenger over us, by standing up for his sunnah, learning his sunnah, loving his sunnah, and fulfilling the sunnah. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.